Well, what's the crack? How are you getting on? You're all very welcome to episode 125 of Buckshot for Friday, the 6th of September 2019. How in the jizz are you? How are you getting on? You good? You good? Thank you very much to the very nice, kind people that have good reaction to the old Ramble Pod this week. If you're new to the old podcast, as you can see, there's a Ramble Pod that comes out on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or whatever the fuck. You know, I can get it out basically. Where I just natter for half an hour or so. But I was talking all about the birth of our child and the excitement and the gas crack and the brilliance of it and all the rest. And everybody was just kind of verbally high-fiving. It was very, very nice, people. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much to the Patreons again. Lovely stuff. I have a couple of new bits and pieces that are on the way that have been ordered for the podcast. Thanks very much to ye because he paid for it. That's how this baby operates. So if you do feel free to contribute if you want to throw a couple of dollars at it. You do obviously get the podcast a little earlier than everybody else, no ads, and you get the Buckshot RamblePod one on Tuesdays. You get the live video purely to the Patreon page, and there's the back catalogue on the Tom and Jerry show. But also there's the old merch page if you want to go to that for some of the designs and stuff. You can pretty much get it on you can get it tattooed on your head, I'm guessing, if you really want to. But there's the old cups and stuff like that. Buying it. There isn't a big cut for me, but you know what? It all goes straight into the old pot for the podcast. So feel free to have a look at the Tea Republic shop. All the links to this will be in the show notes as well. Along with tickets to Caveman. Defending the Caveman. It's up and rolling. People are sending me screen grabs of their tickets. Sound as a pound for that. People are actually coming. So that's nice. I'm coming to a town near you. Have a gander at it. There'll be stuff out in the press and all the rest in the next few weeks. But just have a look. If it's in a town near you, get yourself some tickets. That's that. The housekeeping, as they call it. I don't know. Why would you call it housekeeping? It's just tidying up, just telling people some promotional shit that you have to do. That's kind of just, you got to be done. Anyway, moving on to today's guest. Today's guest is a good friend of mine, returning to the podcast. He's since won the WBO European middleweight championship. I'm some donkey. I totally forgot what weight Luke is. It doesn't really matter. He's bigger than me. He's a hell of a nice guy, hell of an interesting story. He was a civil engineer, did well enough for himself in the outside world, outside of professional sport, and decided to jack it all in and go in full time into the boxing world. Has joined with Pete Taylor of Katie Taylor pedigree. Has joined his gym, and they're over in Colossus Gym over in Ballyfermot, near the Kylemore Road. So I went over and I interviewed him there. We had the gym itself is kind of a lot of muscly people. A lot of very, very, very muscly people wandering around the place. So myself and Luke, they have their whole boxing section is kind of sectioned off to themselves. So we were over in the corner and Luke was even just kind of laughing at, these people, the people that's the young fella now firing up in the background. He's giving a couple of grunts. I think he wants to grub over there. But yeah, like that, I was chatting with Luke and we got into a lot of things about, how he came from the civil engineering world, how boxing, he's just loving his life is boxing right now, how much it's improved and kind of what ways you should live your own life and a bit just. But we also got into the bit about him having a row with Conor McGregor. McGregor tweeting about him and all the rest, and then McGregor rang him and they had a bit of a spat over the phone and basically Luke offered him out. But, Luke is the sort of fella, he bears no real grudges. He's like, whatever, look, if you want to just not do this over Twitter and we actually get in the ring and make some money, I'll basically batter the head off you, which is, is a likely outcome. Anyway, let's fucking go and listen to this podcast. Please enjoy the outstanding and future world champion, Luke Keeler. Luke, how are you?
Not bad.
I say how are you? We just had lunch together. I know how you
That's
are.
False.
You're in great form.
It's a bit fake.
Yeah. Oh, great, lovely. It's
It's
like, do you know those TV shows? Like, and sometimes I pointed this out to herself hates me now because I point out shit on TV, going, that's not like, because when they go in, lovely to meet you, but there's a camera already set up in the office. Like people had just walked in. Yeah. So that's always been our fake,
bit of that,
our fake stuff. We're here in. You're in mighty form, man. You're in. Not for the want of not admiring you, but you're in fucking serious condition.
Yeah, I kept training after the last fight. It was probably over 3 weeks ago. Took a week off. I had a holiday, but I kept tipping away. I've changed, I used to blow up a bit and rest, but I just kept ticking away and kept fresh.
Did you train a bit on holidays, like?
Yeah, I ran on the beach and just kept fresh. You know what I mean? Like just 3 times out a week, like 4 times maybe. But just kind of changing my mindset a bit about just staying in shape.
Proper pro.
Yeah. Proper pro. It took me a long time to get there, but I'm actually.
But
like
there's
a
no
proper
direct.
pro.
Like, there's very rare somebody's going to take you by the hand and go, "Look, this is what you need to do," like, you know, and I'm going to help you do it. It's rare.
It's getting to the stage now where I'm close to world title, so it's life changing now. Like it's what I say is like every decision outside the ring as well, it matters, doesn't it? Like so, and you know what? I remember coming up to fights previously. You do a 10-week hard camp, and I used to be looking forward to going out with my friends and say getting a couple of weeks and going to nightclubs, but I've no interest at all. Like I just literally want to get back in the gym and keep improving under P. That's my mindset. I've no interest of stepping outside the door, you know.
Like, when does that click over? Because I used to, I know, I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I know kind of roughly. I know it's an age thing too, as you mature for a lot of people. Like, but mates of mine still going fucking out to murders at the weekend, getting drunk, and I'm going, because they're going, your Saturday nights are ruined because you're gigging and stuff. I'm like, no, but you don't understand. I love this shit.
Yeah. Look, that's it exactly. Like, I'll probably go out with my friends for food. Yeah. Or a cycle and like we'd walk and do hot head and for food. I enjoy that more than standing in a nightclub and getting drunk. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's probably age. I'm getting on.
Yeah, you know, in fairness though, like you got it at the right time because I suppose because you can be a wally. We were talking about how much of a fucking wally you can be. Like early on, going, you can't understand how fellas are going off. They have a fight coming up in a couple of weeks, and all of a sudden they're going to festivals and shit. Like,
yeah, you know, like you know, at my level now that I'm at, like you just have to do everything right. Like I don't want to have any regrets. That was the big thing with leaving my job, was no regrets. Give it a proper go, and it's kind of everything's going snowball. Everything is looking great now, you know, because of that.
That's beautiful because you were like last time we talked, you were people are new or whatever. We share a similarity in some sense. We're both white and male. That's one. But we're both civil engineers.
Yeah.
Who jacked in the real world for the fun bit.
Yeah. Give it a go, I suppose, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Jump.
I can't say I'm number 4 in the world.
Yeah, but like you would have been in the same position. Like you can. I always say you can walk till you're 60. You know that kind of way. But you have a short window. You probably could do comedian till you're 60. Well, in boxing, it's like I have a short window. Yeah. So the last thing I wanted was having any doubts or regrets. Like
I see. You don't want to be 44 and going, shit. I could have been the best, lads.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that guy down the pub going, I could have been the best.
A bit bitter and no, like it's not a good. It's not a good way. Look, the level I'm at now, and I'll have no regrets, regardless what happens from now on in, because I'm happy I've done everything right. You know, that kind of way. I've committed fully. Like even in the amateurs, I never committed because of college, and I always had an excuse. It was probably an excuse putting that in front of it. You know, not taking the leap. I was protecting myself with the job, and I was protecting myself. Like I always had this, like I'm walking. You know what I mean? For the performance. It was nearly a safety net of an excuse. Well, I'm walking, like, but it was probably down to me being like weak mentally in that way, as much as I suppose you have to walk and provide as well, don't you?
But I totally see it though, in fairness, because you think about it, you're like, what else are you supposed to do? But you can. And like, what was the click? I don't know if I asked you that. What was the click?
Well, it was after I fought for the Irish title. I boxed Darren Cruz. He's a good guy, and it was a close fight. I had a niggling shoulder injury, and I said to myself, it wasn't a great performance, and I said to myself, I'll either retire or literally I had to contemplate, I'm either going to retire, focus on my job and focus on property and stuff like that, or I'm going to leave my job and I'm going to go fully at it. I got surgery on my shoulder, and I just made that. I made that leap of faith, and said, "Look, I'm going to give it a go." But it was very close. It was borderline. I was thinking of actually just getting stuck into work, because you know yourself, if you're doing both. I wasn't doing my work side of things right either. Yeah. I was getting in trouble there, and like my home life was suffering. Everything was suffering. So I decided to just make that leap of faith. And it started to pay off, you know.
Right, damn right it is, because we're here at the what you'll hear, the ambiance sound in the background of his Coliseum gym, where everybody's the most jacked fucker I've ever seen.
Yeah, steroid abuse.
Even the women walking around here, man, have totally emasculated me. I'm walking through, just covering myself up, going, "Don't look at me, don't look at me."
Yeah.
But you've recently moved here, you and Pete, and there's how many fighters came from the Bray one to here?
Well, we started off with there was me, Sean Turner, Gary Cully, and Dave Oliver Joyce,
all pro
from
fighters.
Bray, yeah. And now there's 12 or 11 or 12 fighters joining the team. Like there was 4 of the originals, I suppose. Sean Turner's at a base himself in England. He's at leaving. And there's 7 or 8 new guys coming, and more there's messages all the time looking to join up with Pete. You know, there's some top English lads. There's a Kazakhstan Olympic gold medalist looking to come over to Ballyfermot. You know,
do you know what? It'll be a fucking improvement. Because when I think of Kazakhstan, all I can think is, "Hello, my friend." Oh, many good times.
So the top Kazakh, and he's in around my way. He's looking to join up with Pete, but it's amazing, isn't it? Like, it's amazing to see.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Just how fast the thing can gather. If anybody's wondering who we're talking about when he says Pete, it's Pete Taylor.
Yeah.
Of Katie's father fame. So his pedigree was there. There was no kind of questioning.
Yeah, but look, what I thought as well, his pedigree was there, but I actually just presume Kate was this one-off freak, you know, just this natural. I didn't give Pete as much credit.
Nobody ever does.
As he deserved.
Nobody ever does.
But he done the same with Adam Nolan. He didn't win an Irish title, and then all of a sudden he joins up with Pete. He wins 4 senior titles, and it goes to the Olympics. You know, that kind of way. He's proven and produced it. He's produced it with me. Even in my performances, have elevated anyone that's kind of. Like, he is, the proof is there with the fighters. I didn't give him as much credit.
Well, he was kind of high performance before anybody was high performance. But, you know, well, maybe not anybody, but he was one of a few very high performance centres, in the way he carried himself.
Yeah, and he would have been around that high performance system with Katie, travelling to all the Eastern European camps. He's the type of mentality, he absorbs everything. You know, he doesn't have an ego. Like, he'll learn off anyone. Like, you know what I mean? He's just so willing to learn. Some coaches think the old way is the best way, or what he always said. He went to Cuba there recently on a holiday and was down there for 3 or 4 days with the Cuban national team. And he says if you can pick up one thing, the holiday is worth its while. Like, he's one of those people that absorbs and amazing. He'd look at tactics and he'd look at weaknesses of fighters, but he's getting the credit now that he deserves, you know.
Sure, like every sport, boxing is going to evolve too, you know what I mean? So, you know, if you can pick up
you have to change, like that Eastern European school of boxing, you see Lomachenko, that guy Usyk, it's all movement and footwork and like punch mechanics. But like, I joined up with Pete, and when I went out to Bray and I had blisters on my feet, he had me moving that much, you know, and just doing drills on my feet. Like, it wasn't something that I was used to, you know, but you adjust to it, and then you transfer it into fights, and it's that working for me, you know. That
is a phrase I've never heard in my entire life. Punch mechanics.
I
fucking love it.
But mechanics, like, just everything comes from your feet. Like, he's making small adjustments, like, from my feet to the into me punch, like, the way my body moves, like, everything. He corrects you on every little detail, and it's changed me as a fighter, like, me defense, me movement. So, like, that's one of the big reasons why I was so excited to get back into training camp, is because I'm absorbing it, I'm learning,
and you're seeing immediate improvements.
And it's improving, so it's exciting for me knowing that I can improve again.
I
had a good performance. Everyone's saying a good performance, but I watched it back and I said I could improve so much. So it's amazing knowing that I can step it up again. So I'm saying, like, there was talk of a world title, say, for Paddy's weekend next year. So I know in those 6 months I'm going to step it up with that, obviously, goal in mind, but also with the little adjustments. Like, even we had 8 rounds of sparring there. He's shouting in the ring, like, about me defence, little adjustments with me right hand, that I need to keep my right hand close to my chin, like I'm getting clipped with left hooks and little things like that.
But I'll remember that for the next time we fight. Like,
I will get better in the 6 months. It's good.
But I'm actually fucking excited at the notion of that, because I can kind of relate ever so slightly. I'm with it. I'm doing something I've never done before, this one-man play, and I'm working with somebody who is He's kind of like a Pete Taylor of one man, one person, big shows, and a tiny stagecraft that I've never like showing the side of your show to the audience will give more of a fucking impact rather than fucking opening up entirely all these body mechanics to perceptions to the audience and stuff that I never conceived. He goes, you kind of have it naturally, he says, but we need to get it down to shave you down to a fine art. So we're kind of in camp at the minute. So but I'm excited. So I kind of get how excited you are.
Yeah, look, I had like natural fighting ability, say, but my feet dragged and I wasn't getting in positions and my defense wasn't great, but I'm kind of like I had good fighting ability that carried me through and I was at a decent enough level. But them little adjustments, similar to probably the adjustments you're making, will turn me to like a world level, like rather than just getting by because I had natural fighting ability. You know?
Yeah. That's the exciting fucking thing about it. And they're even building on here for you and everything, aren't they?
Yeah, like at the moment the gym is kind of open space. They're doing a mezzanine level, and we're gonna have 2 rings upstairs because with 12 fighters, it's an open kind of gym. We need our own. We can close the door behind us. It's going to be glass.
So the public
can
basically,
see in.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have our own space. The owner of the gym will open the door to us when like there was no one opening the door. You know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
And his like his loyalty and letting us in will be repaid because the gym is buzzing. There's like 12 new fighters. There's loads of members joining to see the boxing. There's a buzz about the place, you know.
Of course. Like I get, even when you just go up to Celtic Warrior and stuff like that, you kind of fucking get a bit of a giddy up because you're like, all right, you know.
Yeah, but everyone's getting ready for fights. There's like there's 5 or 6 of the pros fighting in October. One of the guys, Tommy McCarthy from the North, he's fighting over in Italy for a title fight, WBC international title. So there's a buzz in the camp. We're all pushing each other. It's going really well. Dave Oliver Joyce is in this golden tournament. The winner gets a contract with Top Rank, 6-figure sum for winning. It's like a knockout tournament, quarters, semis, and finals. So everyone's kind of operating at a high level and bringing us on. Like we're pushing each other. I'm at missing the running session. People slagging me for missing it, but he told me to train once a day for the next week. The lads are out doing sprint sessions against each other, so everyone's driving each other, you know.
So it's kind of a good, like it feels like a team effort. So
definitely, yeah. Like Pete is going to Italy the same times. A couple of the lads, he's going to miss a couple of lads fights up the north, but they only have like journeyman opponents. So like the lads understand that the Tommy needs him in Italy, and I'll step in. I'm actually going to get me license for doing corner work, and I'll help the lads out. You know, try to do a corner work.
That'd be hilarious.
Stand in. I'm getting old now, so I'll.
You need a backup.
Yeah,
you can always fall back.
I wouldn't have the commitment now, the hours that you put in just yet.
Stop.
You know,
because you imagine
like
from Pete's point of view, like
he
has everybody asking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
12
fighters depending on him, and he's to turn up every day, like 2 sessions a day. There's a lot to take on, isn't it?
Jesus Christ! Just as you mentioned, it was like, oh Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, there's a fucking lot in that.
Yeah.
Because the title ranking went to number 4. I saw you putting it up or whatever the other day, and I was like, fucking hell. But we were joking about it. We knew, you know, we've known, like, and I've had my eye on boxing for years or whatever. We know, like, you've always known the fellas. But how often now are you getting? We were talking about it over lunch. The overnight success that you are, like,
yeah, you get that. Yeah, you're like you're 6 years professional and like you're boxing since you're 8, and then people say like, you came out of nowhere.
Like
but,
you just picked
like
up a
anything,
pair of gloves.
Like same with yourself. Touch wood. This play takes off, and you know you're out there, and he came from nowhere. But you're the same. 10 years of graft.
You got to put in the groundwork. Yeah. Like I was saying about the other fighters and stuff that are in here. Like, is there? When the likes of your man that's coming over from Kazakhstan, the fact that like that only that kind of stuff can only benefit to have him on, because you're going to be training.
I embrace that, like
because that was my next question. Like, do some fellas be kind of going, here, I'm the big dog around here?
No, like some people might have that attitude or an ego, but like I know myself, like someone at that elite standard, number 1 in the world. I think he's 6-0 as a pro, but like I don't care if he clatters the head on me for the first. I know I'll get better and make adjustments, and you rise up with the level you're sparring. You're not kind of way. You need that. There's no point in getting your own way and hammering guys. Like, you don't learn. So even for my last fight, you have to go to the UK, some top pro sparring, and you make little adjustments. Like, and it doesn't matter. Like, you get better with the level of opponent, don't you? Like, there's no
Course
point
you
in
do,
clattering the head off some amateur and thinking you're great, and then the time to step in the ring, you get clattered,
I talk about big game players, and it can be in anybody. Like, we were talking because my wife just had a child, like, and I knew she was a serious operator, but when you see this in action, I was like, oh fuck, you can go to the well. This is some 12th round shit, like, and you're going, oh, and you just handled it like a fucking champ.
Yeah.
But when it's I'm trying to fucking think what I was coming around to there in surrounding yourself by the kind of better people and all the rest, because there is an element of fucking where you can lay back a bit, and people think about boxing as being, well, you're just an individual, you're all by yourself, like, but when you see it in this environment, there is a bit of a team.
No, definitely a team. What I noticed when I first joined up with Pete, there was a guy, Gary Cully. He was gold European medalist. He's destined to be a world champion. Same with Davey Oliver. Like, they were both elite level, and we were doing the running sessions with them. I'm not a great runner, middleweight, bit like my man Gary's like 6'3". Built like a gazelle, like his feet don't even touch the ground.
But you've got
like
the
an
legs.
Elephant,
you've got the legs of a footballer.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at your legs. They don't look like.
I'm trying to do running sessions with these, like 800 meters and stuff, and trying to keep up with them. Whereas if you do it on your own, like I'd nearly black out doing the running sessions with them, trying to keep up. Like, I literally just like be in pain. Like, they slag me. But you need to be running against people. You need to do them running sessions. I remember before I do my running sessions, I train once a day with walk. You do your running sessions on your own, but you're at probably 20% of what you're actually getting pushed at. Like, I'm getting pushed to getting like blackout stages, So you need that.
You look in better condition than the last fight. I meant to say to you, the last time your face. The last time we had to do the podcast, you had a black eye in your
a couple of bad cuts. Now, look, I'm feeling fresh. Like,
you look slightly younger than you did a
year
and a half ago.
Jeez, I'll take that.
Good on you. But it's clear, like, you're eating fucking like a warrior, like, and stuff. But
of a guy looking after your meals, gym nutrition. Yeah, Charles.
He was on the podcast as well.
Was he?
Giving out about sugar.
Was he?
Yeah, he hits the sugar
industry.
industry.
Little things like that. It all helps, doesn't it? Like, clean living, everything.
You don't think of it because you go, sure, look at it's all down, but it is all those minute little fucking things like you put in. Because as you talk about, like, when you surround yourself by, I love being on lineups with animal comedians.
Yeah.
Because we're all going to try and outdo each other slightly.
Yeah.
So the audience gets the payoff because it's just going to be a smasher of it. And you see, some people kind of get freaked out. Oh, no, I don't know. You're like, no, relax. And it happened a couple of weeks ago. I won't get into it, but a mate of mine whose class was going, fuck, are you all going to go? He's going to go full noise, isn't he? Big TV name. You're going to go full noise. I go, yeah, of course. It's a full house. I went, fuck. I went, no, trust me. Just absorb what's happening. And now, lo and behold, he was unbelievable on the night. Do you know what I mean? But he self-doubt. I went, no, you need all of us. You need everybody going full bore.
Yeah, it's the same with us sparring and we're bringing each other on. Like, you need it. There's some guys, they train on their own. Like, you need that little team.
Yeah, that rocky shit doesn't work. Like, you know what I mean? Up the mountains.
No, it maybe works for some people, but Jesus, no, I think it drives us on. And then the success breeds success, doesn't it? Like,
of course it does.
That's why you have fighters from Kazakhstan coming over. They see P like doing the corner walk on TV, or producing the talent with Davey, Gary, myself, and then all the other lads kind of jump on board because just after at the beginning, like, or just after when Pete got shot in Bray, there was no one jumping on board. Was it? Like, you know what I mean? It took a while to get that buzz going again, and the gym is flying.
You were involved at that time, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there, but
we were chatting about it.
I was there. I wasn't obviously there when it happened, but the gym closed down and we were kind of a bit lost. We went to Liverpool. There was talk of basing ourselves in Liverpool. Some brilliant sparring in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And Derry Matthew gym over there, he welcomed us in. We could have got set up, and I know he was willing to base myself in Liverpool. He actually rented a place for 12 months. There was talk of us, Gary and Dave Oliver was happy to go over. We were going to come home weekends. Like, we all trusted Pete as a coach, you know what I mean? The only reason we were going to Liverpool was him. Like, it was, you make
it wasn't
say,
for the food.
The sparring was great. It wasn't for the food, no. Like, it wouldn't have been a great situation. like an ideal
But you were willing to
situation.
do it.
Yeah, we were going to do it because the respect we had for Pete as a coach.
Yeah.
We were going to travel over to the UK with him, and touch wood, it didn't work out that way, and the Coliseum gym welcomed us in as well. Like,
And
they
beautifully
were
around the road from up the road from you as well.
Yeah, it was fundamental in that. Yeah. No, look, it was very kind of them to welcome us in, you know, because there wasn't many people that would have at the time, you know.
Come here, what was it like walking out in Belfast the last night to the open air and all the rest of it? Because it looked like a nice setup. Is it weirder fighting outdoors?
Yeah, look,
you
know what? I got into the mindset and mentality now. Like, I'm just really enjoying it and embracing it. You know, they got me the walk in music wrong again. I had like a Wolf Tones kind of rebel song. I don't know whether someone in BT Sports cut that. You know,
really
played some rap song, was bad, but I don't let it faze me. Like, and the walkout was amazing. Like, the reception. See, in Belfast, a lot of times with the shows, you'd have a lot of, like, say, Protestant and Catholics fighting on the same show, and there you can feel a bit of tension up there still. I don't know, you know.
I gig an awful lot up there, yeah.
There's definitely tension in the air up there. But because this show was the Fela, and it was all just nationalist fighters, you couldn't feel that tension one bit, and walked out, and the whole crowd gave me a great reception. You know, it was amazing.
So I find with the entertainment world, the people that come to it are neither. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And they want to actually get away from that shit.
Yeah.
They do. Like, people that come to like comedy and stuff, they're like, yeah, no, that's not weird.
Yeah.
You know, they're not down. And there's times when I kind of wonder, I get it because it was failing and all the rest of it, but I wonder, is it as well to stay away from that kind of shit? You know, like, because I see Mick Conlon going on about it, and he's got the Irish flag over, and you're going, you're a talented fighter. I don't think you need to drum up some sort of political fucking thing. I know it is, you know, he'd McGregor walking out with him and all that time, like in Madison Square, and he got bumped to the top because of the whole Irishness and everything. But is, like, I don't think somebody of that standard, or is it just worth doing just to get a pop off the audience, like?
He kind of you got a bit of criticism, didn't you, with going out to rebel music, didn't he, Mick? And then the flip side of that is a few people said, like, he nailed his flag to the mast, and he's got support at the backside of it. Like, I think Frampton is neither or, isn't he? Like, he's neither or. Yeah. He doesn't put a Union Jack around him, but it depends where you're from and the situation you're from. I'm not passing any judgment on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, if you could keep neutral, maybe, but like, it means nothing to us in Dublin, but it's obviously, it means a lot to them.
Yeah, it is heavy.
So it is. I don't know the situation, so I couldn't pass comment.
You don't see much into him, Ballyfermot. Like,
no.
Same as I don't see much from when it's South Tipperary. Nobody gives a fuck.
No, who cares? There's probably a few bar still Republicans talking shit in the bar, probably. But
that's it.
There's no way.
Because that was the thing I was going to ask about. When did they ask you about your ring entry music?
It's like probably a week before you send it on. They actually got it wrong for the Conrad Cummins fight as well. I was going out to the old triangle. Not that was like any. The song that was coming out there, Ora Shidavalia, you know that song?
Yeah.
There was no way. Like,
there's no rebel connotations in it. It's an old Irish song.
A Ray song or something like that. But I don't know whether he just. The BT Sports fella pulled there, I don't know.
You could do the Tyson Fury on it, just put on a ridiculous song like Peter Andre.
Yeah.
You should, just to mess with their head, like, just go.
I'll get it right the next time. As I'm getting more up the cards, you know, they might get it right.
We can't fuck up, he's number 4.
Yeah.
You can't fuck up.
You get a bit more respect as you know.
Because the night I went to see, there was the gamesmanship, but everybody seemed to be pulling it off, was the night I went to see you in Dublin 8 there, the National Arena.
Yeah.
And everybody seemed to be, almost every second fighter seemed to have the trick where he was going to let the song play a bit long to make a man fucking wait in the ring a small bit. I was going, no, you need to come up with a better one, because the last 2 fellas have done that trick. Come on, come up with a better one. I remember Ray Moylett, his fucking song must have played about 7 times before he came out.
There's little touches, isn't it? Like, there's loads of little psychological things you can do with fights. The weigh in for the last fight, I went back, you know, you do a head to head after you weigh in. I put me runners
for the photographs,
on.
Yeah,
so you get like an extra half inch on the guy, you know, like
little
touches, like you can do little psychological touches. But I thought I made way well, but you can see a little chink in them, size wise. Like he would have been the same height, but a little like half inch, and you kind of like little things like that can go in your favour.
Would you think it would affect a fella like?
Well, I think you can feed off someone's energy when you know someone's really up for something and really in the zone and their physique, they're making weight perfect, and they look at you and they feel really cool. I think it would kind of get into your head. I
suppose it would. Yeah. You're not going to do the spike on it and try and fucking kiss you.
No.
Kiss the fella, are you? Remember that shit?
No,
like, he's a funny bastard. He's kissing your man.
Yeah, it worked for him.
It did, it worked. He knocked him out. He knocked him clean out in about 40 seconds. But
yeah, there's little touches in it. It's all mental boxing, and there's a lot. The mental side of it's huge.
It's so like I still like I've been watching boxing years, and I can hold my hand up and say I have the fucking clue what I'm looking at, and I know enough to know that I don't know that, and I would never get into a row with somebody about it because I go, it's you don't know unless you know, but it is the more I talk to fellas like you who are getting up right up the high end of it, you're like, oh my Jesus Christ. There are a gazillion fucking intricacies to this business. And the finest, I hate the phrase fine margins, but it is fine margins. Like, the tiniest thing could get you over on a fella, like.
Definitely. And the science behind it as well, and peaking at the right time. The guys can leave all their energy in the gym, and, like, there's a lot of... It's really, like, the way you design your camp and really peak for the fight night. Some guys can have the best performances and leave it in the gym and be flat on the night. There's a lot to it, there's a huge amount to it, but you kind of have to peak at the right time. It's up to the coach to hold you back, and you might need a day or two off to instead of, there's some coaches that just drive you into the ground, that old kind of skill attitude
by the time you get to the fight,
and then you're flat. There's a lot to it in there.
There really is, like, because I was going to fucking ask you about, we were talking earlier about, briefly, about the chap Sutherland. It's his 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Did you say that you did an interview for that as well with his dad?
Yeah, we were up in SPG Tala. We done an interview with his father, Tommy McCarthy, who joined up for us. He's a title fight in Italy. But he was on the high performance underage team, and Darren looked on him like as a younger brother, the similar backgrounds, and he done the interview as well. And I was in my uncle boxed for Saviour's Boxing Club with Darren. I was over and I done some sparring with him. I was a welterweight, he was the middleweight. He was like he was like such a high level, and he was a dead set world champion, like in boxing. He was 4-0 as a pro, but it's amazing. Like the best friend said in the interview, like they were kind of. He just came out with a statement that he was bullied. He committed suicide, but he was saying he was bullied to death. That kind of way.
Bullied to death, really?
Yeah. They just came out with some regards to promoter Frank Malone, and like he was under savage pressure. I think I remember reading in this is all stuff that came to light in Indian Quest. But Darren was suffering with an eye injury, and he was kind of I think he was contemplating retirement. Yeah. Frank Malone remortgaged his house and invested heavily into signing on fee and for fights. And you were saying if you gave up, you'll owe such and such an amount and stuff like that. He was under savage pressure. He wasn't happy with the training. He was on his own in the UK. And he was a kind of perfectionist, Darren, I think, in his training. He would have been well looked after in the high performance. Right. Then you plonked over in the UK alone. Wasn't happy with the coach. I don't think the coach wanted him to do strength training, which he loved. Like he was ahead of his game in terms of strength and conditioning and his field. And then he kind of clashed, and I think the pressure got to him, and he committed suicide. But it's amazing to think someone such a high level, destined for a world title, can do something like that.
And that's what we were saying, even over lunch. We're like, whatever about the physical attributes and all the rest of it, if your head isn't in the fucking right space, even shit at home is bothering you and stuff, all that stuff can fucking
stresses, you can bring it in. Your head, you're in the gym and your head could be elsewhere. Like it is you do need to be completely focused. It all kind of like a positive environment at home, it translates as well, doesn't it? It's sad to see. Like I think he was guaranteed. The guy he he beat James DeGale 3 or 4 times in the amateurs. He lost to him in the Olympics that time.
Yeah.
But that was a criticism that everyone said. Like, he boxed amazing. It was as if his goal was to get a medal in the Olympics, and he settled when he got bronze. He went and boxed DeGale and lost. But his performance before that, and even after he lost, he was happy just to get a medal. A lot of people said, he didn't. I think he just kind of he was happy to get the medal, and the pressure was off. I think he put so much pressure on himself. Maybe the same sort of pressure in the pro side of things, and it just got to him.
See, I suppose some fellas, they're happy. Maybe just that's why amateur probably suits some guys, because they don't want to bring on that pressure, because maybe they just don't have that ambition, the ambition to be that. They just love fucking boxing. You know what I mean? Like, and the money side of it, or making a job out of it, probably isn't. But then when they're outside, like Frank Maloney steps in and goes, "I've remortgaged my fucking house."
Yeah, you're under pressure.
Yeah, that shit start fucking piling on.
I think Darden's attitude was he wanted everything perfect. Like, he was a perfectionist, and with the eye injury and niggles, he wanted to pull out of a fight, and he was probably pressurised. He was such a disciplined lad, and then he probably just under savage pressure, isn't it? Like, it's crazy to think, isn't it?
It really is. Like, when you think of it, like, the whole world was his oyster, really, from the outside in. But when a fella can't see it, like, it's very fucking sad. All right.
If he's at home, the father actually said in the interview, if he had a phone call on the Sunday, he committed suicide on the Monday, but he reckons he had a phone call, and the father, Darren was going through with some of the problems that he was having. He said if he had flew over then and brought him home instead of leaving, I don't know what he sent to blame.
Ifs and buts, and done this. You can never fucking mitigate that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah, sad.
I never, because this is the thing about the entertainment world that boxing has become now, because I know just to get, but I wanted to touch off of the Darren bit just as a mark of respect, but really the crack seems to be good. Like, you're one of the few, you're always fucking smiling. You're loving this shit, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I'm living my dream. I'm like, I could be on a building site now, eating chicken fillet rolls, brown with builders.
Do you know what I mean? I've been eating, I ate like a bollocks, I ate there recently, because we just yourself had the child, so you're not making proper dinners again. And I got this fucking, this chicken thighs. And I don't know what sort of sick chickens these fucking super value. But I swear to God, I was in bits after. I was like, what kind of scutter was that?
GMO, did you probably pump the war?
It was a leg off a fucking ostrich is what it was, this fucking thing. But staying on top of it. But what I wanted to, you seem to be chirpy and all the rest of it, but it seems like, we talked about MMA and how it was just a sport once upon a time. Trash talk and shit. That doesn't seem to be your game. Like, has it come into boxing? Or is boxing still its own thing?
Some fighters do, but it's something I've never done. It's
is
not
there a
something I'm
value
going to
in
go
it?
into
I mean to say,
yeah, if you're trying to generate interest, and if it comes back at me, I'm well able to give slaggings and I can give it back. But if it's not there naturally, it's not my style. I'm not going to force it. Some people try force and be something they're not.
Yeah,
I think it comes across that way, doesn't it? When they try copy.
It's one of the saddest things ever when you watch that shit.
Just be natural, I think. But if it works for some people, I don't know. Maybe it generates interest for fights to be sold, but I don't think I'll ever force that. It's a bit sad, as you said, isn't it?
It's just, that was what I was going to say, was like when you come across it and fellas are giving all this, because they're a very American kind of thing, isn't it? Just be fucking roaring and shouting. You're like, would you relax?
Yeah.
Relax, will you?
There's no need, is there? No need.
Wait, so when did you go from, where were you before you were number 4? Were you in the top 10?
Yeah, I was top 10, yeah. When I won the WBO European, I think I went 11, and then I had a couple of wins after that. I went to, I think it was, say, 7 or 8, and then this guy was well ranked, Arias, the American. He was number 6 with the WBC. I'll actually go into the WBC rankings as well.
Oh, will you?
I have to sign up to a clean drug program before I automatically go in to take his ranking or above maybe. It's some program you just have to. It's just paperwork issue. You have to sign up to some program that you're willing to be tested. So I'll go into the WBC rankings. I'm ranked with the IBF as well. So. And the middleweight division, there's a lot of money there at the moment with the Zone and Eddie Hearn in America, so it's looking good. I'm hoping for a world title fight with Andrade.
That'd be class.
Yeah, he's struggling for opponents. He's a southpaw. I'm ranked number 4. He beat the number 3 guy, Atlantis Fox. Number 1 is tied up, Golovkin. He's fighting for the IBF title.
Yeah.
So and then number two is a Canadian. They've no real interest in fight. Just an unknown Canadian. So
Right.
I think Kieran wants to put the fight on. So that's what I'm looking at now.
That'd be savage.
Yeah.
Just because that was the thing I don't think I ever got to ask you. You just said about having to sign up for the drug testing and stuff. Did they call out to the gym here?
I think it might be just a paperwork thing where you're willing to be tested. You know, that kind of way, contactable. But I don't know how often they test or what the procedure is. I'm a pro 6 years and I was never tested for drugs.
What?
Yeah, and it's crazy, you know. Like there's no way.
So you could be sitting here right now full of steroids, at number 4 in the world, and nobody's
like all them lads lifting the weights out there. But no, it's not like I was talking to one guy recently. He races horses on the track, you know, trotting horses.
Yeah.
And he said every race, every horse is tested after a fight or after the race. Sorry, and Jesus Christ, the horses fight, and then this is
a new sport.
Yeah.
Luke Keeler bringing to society.
But they're
fighting.
willing. Like there's not huge prize money. It's only a horse race, and they're tested for drugs. Whereas we're actually in there and like
you're hammering into another fella's face.
Yeah, like literally, like you could be done for manslaughter. Like it's not right, is it? Like, and he could be like guys getting unfair advantages, but they're risking. Like there's 2 people died the week of my fight up in Belfast.
That's right.
You know, that kind of way.
Fuck yeah.
It's sad, isn't it? Like,
because do you know what it comes down to? Is who's making money out of it. It's not the fighter that they're worried about.
Yeah, it's money.
It's the back end, the betting that goes on horses. The betting that goes on fighting is huge.
Yeah.
So, or maybe not actually as big as the horses because, you know, the horses are on every weekend. But Dean Rock on this. Last All-Ireland title he won. He had to sit there. He came off the pitch. Non-pro sport, which I think it's, okay, you shouldn't be taking steroids. But if it's a non-paid sport, why are they testing for it? You know what I mean? Because they're not making financial gains of it. But taken straight off the pitch, fucking Wada or USAD or whoever walked him straight in, pretty much had to take him by the hand and watch him take a piss.
Yeah.
And he had to sit there with 2 lads from the Mayo team or whoever they were after playing that day who had lost. So they're all of them were sitting there in their togs.
For hours, probably.
For hours, but all they could do was give them pints of Guinness because they'd finished. And they went, well, I'm having a pint, I haven't had one. And they had to go in and actually look at your flute and everything.
Yeah.
But
I remember Tyson saying he'd have a fake penis and they'd squeeze, do you know what I mean, over and then there's...
If you went for a fake one, you'd go for a big one, wouldn't you? Like a real big one.
To go on top.
Make sure you don't get a black one, like if you're...
Like the girl Katie fought, she was tested before the fight for like an inhaler. That girl that she had the close fight
for asthma?
For some sort of inhaler. They tested for an inhaler, like an enhancement, and he came back and he got they were able to get past, but it was like the level of the, like, it's probably like it opens their airwaves. It was like she could have been on something, you know, that kind of
way. But you're supposed to state that at the beginning of every scene.
But they got a pass, like, I think they got a pass, but they got some doctor to pass and give her a prescription. But she was, a year previously, that same girl, she was, they showed up at her house, the drug tester. She was a police officer. She went to work. They followed her to work. They waited for 3 or 4 hours. She couldn't go. Then she said she had to go for undercover work, that he couldn't come. And she went offside. And then she also had the cyclist coach with her. And it's riddled in the cycling world. This Belgian cycling coach was part of her team. And like, you know, I think like Katie got some criticism for that, but for that fight it was a close enough fight. But I think if there's any sort of cloud or judgment, you know, with taking drugs, like, I don't think there's any call for a rematch there, is there? Like,
nope.
It should be more publicised. It was kind of just forgotten about and swept under the carpet.
Yeah, because she had I suppose she was a big name too, like, and that she did have a title.
Yeah, and there's money involved. Like, if you're told, right, it's possible that they're being tested for drugs, but like you could lose out on £1 million payday. There's a fight, you just say, yeah, like, I'm fine, like, it doesn't matter, like, but I think the fight should have been pulled, you know. Yeah,
no question. Like, if you haven't, because, and you'd imagine, I got a prescription for this. That's not going to cover it, surely. Like, but obviously it did cover it. Like,
I think Billy Joe Saunders got banned, his world title stripped for something similar. It was an inhaler. the drug is in the inhaler, you know.
Well,
whatever drug it was.
There is a form of steroid in it for when you do even have breathing.
But the levels that's in the blood system through an inhaler, you probably have to be drinking the stuff, you know, that kind of way. It doesn't add up, but she was able to get passed with a prescription for this inhaler. I
thought she looked a bit tough looking, all right.
She was able to go and throw till the very last minute.
She looked a bit square. You know the way there's a female body and there's male bodies, and you see the ones that have been on the roids, you're like, there's a one there, Cyborg, she fights in the UFC, and you're like, you look like a bloke that fucking works on a farm. You know what I mean? You got those big square jaw.
I'll leave you to say the likes of outcomes.
But it is a fucking odd one that you've never been tested.
It's not right. It's not right. I put a tweet about it and I said maybe the boxing union of Ireland, they can increase, say we have licensing fees, like someone has to pay for it. The promoters are no interest in paying.
Yeah, of course.
They're losing money on shows, like, but if we pay an extra 10 or 20 euro on our fees, like I think the fees are €70, and then there could be least, say, out of the 80 fighters, if they take 10 or 20 off each fight, at least be 5 or 6 random tests a year, or whatever it costs, just to have some sort of testing, because there doesn't seem to be anyone pushing it.
It's strange that they're, when they put it down to, it's a fee-based thing, but yet they'll turn up at a GA match where there's no money changes hands for the players, and so it's quite a strange one like that. So it's
I don't know who has control of it. If Boxing Union of Ireland can bring something in place, because there is question marks out there about some fighters, you know.
Yeah, it's you recently made the newspapers and all the rest. God, I was laughing my arse off.
Yeah,
I was like, go on, Luke.
I got publicity from that, didn't I? You know, someone was saying, like, I never called anyone out my whole career. And
you've never called anybody out,
for
but
a bigger one, you know.
You went for the loudest mouthed fucker in the world to call out.
Yeah, I got good publicity from it.
But that wasn't your aim. That wasn't your aim.
No, it's just I put a tweet out there and it kind of gathered legs, didn't it? And he got a lot of criticism.
This is Conor McGregor, in case anybody's fucking wondering. After slapping the old boy down the Marble Arch. Because did you know him years ago? No,
I was in Crumlin Boxing Club. He would have been around. You'd see him in nightclubs, and I didn't really know him that well. But no,
he was on your radar.
Well, he used to message me before fights with good luck and stuff. You know, when I was starting out in the pros, I knew him. I knew him, but it was obviously, I put a tweet out there, like, I got publicity. He went and boxed. And he was calling out fights. He's back to training Crumlin boxing and all. Like, it's not out of realms of possibility when you consider he was calling out Mayweather and created that fight. You know, that kind of way. So,
and he had no business in the ring with Mayweather. Like, you know what I mean?
and we probably done that for 7 or 8 months, just picking at him. Yeah. Mayweather didn't even know who he was at the start, and he created this fight and this huge payday. So, like, if I go and win a world title, it's not out of realms of possibility of fighting him. And for the payday, it would be an easy payday with the what he's putting his body through the last year, you know, that kind of way. So I put it out there, and it gathered a bit of interest. But
what was the tweet? It was basically you called him a bollocks for what he did, and then said,
if you want to step in the ring, you know. So
I love that, because that's so not you. Like, when I read it, I went, Luke's not even a big drinker, but that sounds like a fella said a couple of pints ago, lads, will I do it? Will I fucking do it? Will I? But he responded, didn't he? Like, what a bollocks, like.
Yeah, he responded, and he's obviously a massive ego, hadn't he? And he didn't take it well. But
strange shit, like.
Like, he's not in his right frame of mind, I don't think.
He
needs to get help, does he? Like, you know what I mean? I don't think he'd fight again, even, but it'd be nice if he got himself back right and competed again.
You're such a nice fella.
Yeah, it would be great, you know.
You're such a nice fella. Oh my God, what if...
and I get a payday. It's all just for me, you know. I'm not a nice fella, no.
Yeah.
No, it would be nice if he got back competing again, but I don't think he'll ever get back, you know.
Yeah, it seems like the wheels have come off that wagon a while back. Like, the night I saw him run into the 3 arena and jump over the fucking cage, like, and then try and take a swipe at the ref and everything. It was the maddest shit I've ever seen. It was like, dude, there's nobody talking to you. Because the whole kicking, I would get off my old one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Your parents or your brother and close friends, but I don't know whether anyone's actually standing up and speaking to him that way. Hopefully they are.
Strange.
Maybe he's just that mad that he's just carrying on that way.
We must have ditched all his original friends, because your old school friends would go, hey, come here, what the fuck are you doing? We're Irish. We don't do that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, look, he's letting himself down, isn't he, really? And he's a family there at home as well. He's letting down. He's a young family, you know.
You just have to, as you well know, like you have to, like as even go back to your old days as a representative on site, you were in management. You couldn't rock in there being a bollocks. You know, you couldn't rock up there. You have to carry yourself as whatever your title is. That's what you got to carry yourself. So you do hold yourself to a higher standard.
Yeah.
If you're at number 4 in the world, when you get to number 1, you're holding the title.
There's so many kids and people looking up to him now.
That's
Such a
what I mean,
positive influence, and looking at that isn't great behaviour. Is it like? He needs to just get it right, doesn't he himself? Get back training.
It's a straight, yeah, he really does. Like, because it is a pity. Because obviously the guy is incredibly fucking talented, but just the wheels have gone fucking right. And nobody, when you look at who somebody as disciplined as John Kavanagh it's not like he's not like he's an actor or a singer. It was a disciplined martial art, which takes so much dedication. To go crazy outside of that, you know,
and dedication and belief and like it was inspirational for me watching all that and like his level of belief to get to that. Like, he didn't even ask for a fight with Mayweather and believe that he was going to win a fight with Mayweather.
And then do a stand-up comedy tour with him around the world, basically.
Yeah, it was amazing and huge wealth that he created. But he's just kind of descending. It's like, then again, like that level of wealth, it's hard to actually get back and train. And it wouldn't it be like, you know, reality is gone then, isn't it? Like 100 million in the bank.
You would really want to love getting punched in the face. That's the reality of it, like, isn't it?
Yeah, like you talk about late, but he's probably the type of person that needs to keep fighting in order to keep on the straight and narrow.
What do you do? Like, you can't go fucking, you know, open a fucking taxi business. Like, you can't. You do. Like, the hunger must be still there. Like,
yeah, like I don't know. I think he just needs to get back, get into rehab and get right. Like, you know, that kind of way.
Regardless, if he got himself fucking right, if he agreed to fight you.
Yeah.
He'd have to come up a fair bit of weight.
No, he's not far off my weight.
Isn't he?
No. Like but it's
frame-wise,
different divisions.
Frame-wise, you look bigger than him. Like,
I'd be taller than him, but he wouldn't be far off. Like, I 160 pounds. Like, he would have fought a higher weight against. What's that American guy's name?
Oh, yeah,
like
172, 175 now.
He could fight at 160. I'll lose a couple of pounds, do a catch weight. Like, I don't think it'll happen, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? But I put a tweet out there and I actually had a phone call from him and he agreed to a fight and it was just like a shouting match. You know?
Yeah, you said that you opened up. I'm glad you clarified that wasn't, hi Luke. Yeah, listen, delighted to see your text there. Yeah, I'd love to fight you.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. You had a fucking row.
Yeah, it was just a silly shouting match.
Where was that? Like, where do you take that phone call? Were you driving or something going, hold on,
I was actually
Conor
on holidays.
McGregor ringing me?
Yeah, I was on holidays. And it's strange now. I just shouting back and forth, but just didn't make any sense. So waste of time really thinking about it. Do you know that kind of way? I'm close to a world title fight. I'll focus on that. I wouldn't give it any mind space. Like, you never know.
I genuinely thought you were being very funny because I know how you're an intelligent guy. You know what I mean? This wasn't something I just genuinely thought this has been hilarious because you know it had never happened. And if it did happen, how could he possibly? You've got to jump on him by about 20 years of actual boxing and high-end boxing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you'd murder him inside fucking 5 rounds, like.
But the possibility of him fighting Mayweather would have been 100 times more than the possibility of me fighting him. You know that kind of way. So like you never know either.
No, it's right enough. Like, yeah,
nice payday.
Unless you rattled his cage rightly, like, you know what I mean. Or as you said, when you get to number 1, you go, come on, so.
Yeah,
you reckon you're hot.
You bring value then, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like I beat a world class opponent up in Belfast. I'm not one to call someone out unless I've done something myself. You know that kind of way. But if I win a world title, like the Irish public are kind of sick of him, aren't they? Like,
unfortunately,
people had paid to see that fight,
but
wouldn't
because
they?
people invested so much in him. Yeah. A lot of love was given to him, like, because he was doing something that Irish sports people don't tend to do, which is kind of loudmouth it. You know, you could do the greatest thing ever, like win the fucking World Cup, and you'd still go, yeah, sure, look, we're just delighted. You know, and that'd be it, whereas he just got his shirt off and he's walking around going, I'm the greatest thing. And I think he was entertainment value, and people, I don't know, some people took inspiration. The tattoo artists of Ireland thank him, because every second fucking young fella has a sleeve of tattoos now, or a neck tattoo, or a chest tattoo.
Barbers, and
I wonder how much...
Boy, designer clothes.
Offset. I wonder how much Offset, you know, I suppose...
The economy
has changed by osmosis. In who? Tattoo artists, skinny jeans sellers,
suits.
And suits. Louis Copeland must have went through the fucking roof.
Yeah, there was a big knock-on economy there, isn't there?
There must have been.
MMA gyms are packed out.
Yeah, packed out.
You know, but it's not a great role model, the behaviour now at the moment, is it?
No. Well, it's even, listen, like I said, I had Will Fleury on it, like, and he was like, people forget what an actual martial artist is by looking at that. Martial artists are boxers, people who, you know, do the MMA and everything else, like, but his martial arts isn't that. It's all about, I said, you don't have to walk around with sunglasses and a fucking ridiculous shirt like you're a fucking gangster. That's actually the total opposite of what a sports person or a martial artist says, like.
Yeah.
But it's colourful for Instagram, isn't it? It's perfect for Instagram.
Yeah, but there's a generation of younger Dublin people that are feeding into that and buying designer clothes and trying to look that, like, it's, you know what I mean, spending their wages on, you know, like 500-600
They're all going to look back in 10 years time,
you know,
and go, God, I was some knob.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't get the sleeve of tattoos. I hate
the chest tattoo.
Yeah, the chest tattoo. Man, do you ever see all these young fellas with pictures of carp? And you're like, how much do you love?
That was 10 years ago, I think, you know.
How much do you love carp to say that you fucking... Or it's like, this shit, you know, you get people and they're getting like the Virgin Mary. And when were you last at Mass? You know, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's a style, isn't it? And beards.
And beards, tailored beards and slicked over fucking Peaky Blinder
barbers and barbers slash tattoo art places popping up.
Of course they are. They're making a fortune.
You should do a study on that, actually, the knock-on effect of...
I was talking with a guy one day and he was looking at his son. His son was maybe about 8 or 9. He was chatting away with his mates and we were just going, do you reckon he's gay? I was like, what? He goes, he's just so into his style. I said, yeah, but all youngsters are into their style now. He said, oh no, he's a barber. Like, he goes, I kind of love that young fellas, because he's making a fortune. Young fellas in every week for a haircut. Yeah. It's back when I was a young fella, you get your haircut every 3 months. Like,
yeah, you forget about it, yeah.
Young fellas are in for dropping a tenner into him every fucking week.
Yeah.
But it is. It's
that Instagram generation, isn't it? It is all kind of gone to,
like,
to consumerism and looks and
that's
and
what
everything else. It's getting fed into
It's disgusting is what it is, because it's all about, like you see these, you know, DJs and whatever, and it's, have you seen the most hideous, blingiest, disgusting thing? Like, rather than, like, can you not just have money and just be cool about it? But then, that's...
Yeah, it's like you have to show it, is it? Or
it's all about show.
Yeah, actually, there's no substance behind it.
No. There's no
like
substance.
Spending they're probably apprentices, as you see them on sites. When I was there, and they're giving €300 and €400 for t-shirts and runners because they're watching this.
Yeah.
And you don't have a washer. They're not saving for deposits for a house, Eddie. Like, they're not actually generating, like, doing something right with that money, Eddie.
No,
like,
and I talked about this on stage, like, that I don't give a fuck about fashion, clearly, like, look at me. But how could I? You can't eat it, fuck it. You can't drive it, you can't shoot it. What good is fashion to you?
Yeah.
Trust me. And to be honest, if you know, for girls, I joked about it, like, if you could find a girl that's really into the fact that you're into fashion, she probably thinks you're gay. Do you know what I mean? There's a fine line between into being fashion and being gay. Do you know?
Yeah, anyone that's too good at dancing as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any guys that into that.
Relax. You know what? Delighted that you arrived in your straightest boxer ever. You got blisters on your feet because you weren't even moving in boxing.
Yeah,
you're like, no, I'm too straight.
I'm
too straight for this hippie
dancing.
Yeah. So what do you have to do to squeeze this guy's tits to give you a title fight?
I think I don't think he's any other option. He needs to keep busy.
What's his name again?
Andrade, and Demetrius Andrade. He's like 2 times world champion. Top guy. He's kind of avoided at the way of southpaw. Like,
is southpaw more difficult to fight?
Just the styles.
You train
for
it.
Yeah, his style. I get the best of southpaw sparring in the world. I will. Like, I can go over and spar with Billy Joe Saunders. He was probably as good
or
a level.
Yeah.
And like, just prepare for it. And I'll be going in 100% to win. Like, and a touch wood. Like, I think this guy will overlook me. It'd see as an easy defence just to keep busy fighting until he gets the major fights with Canelo, and you know, I'll go in and win that world title.
As we talk about, you'll have momentum on your side. He's probably stagnant sitting where he is right now.
Yeah, you know, you get some paydays. Like, he's probably a few million in the bank over in the ghetto in America.
The hunger is gone. Like,
it's probably, you know, these are little edges, aren't they?
This is it. Yeah.
I couldn't be any more hungry, you know, I couldn't be any more filled with fire and determination. I come down an hour early to warm up every day, you know, that kind of way. And
that says it all, really. Like.
Yeah, and I know I'm not missing the second session here now. The lads are sprint because but I'm only on one session a day until I get me fight day, you know, that kind of way. You have to peak. There's no point in me training
blowing
twice
yourself
a day.
out,
that's my excuse, and I need for missing that session out there.
Well, you can blame me for this. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's what I'll get stick over this, you know, thinking I'm a big shot now, you know, missing the training. But no, everything's going great at home and in training. I brought the best coach in the world nearly into Ballyfermot, you know.
Yeah.
We've top guys coming over. I mentioned that. World champion and Olympic gold medalist in my way coming. The Kazakh is coming over to train, so I'll have the best of sparring. I think he's southpaw as well, so I'll have the best of sparring. It's kind of everything's going in the direction. For
the stars are aligning rightly, all right, isn't it? Yeah, when you think about it like that.
Actually filming up in Belfast, and the time of my fight, it was raining, and then the clouds cleared and it stopped raining. And he actually said that. He said that statement. The stars are aligning, but you never know, you know.
It's kind of Shakespearean, isn't it? Like when you think about it, just all of a sudden the wolf howls, the clouds pull back.
Yeah, and he had a drone footage as well, and he said that's what he said. He mentioned that, but everything's kind of rolling in that direction.
Nice.
Where would I get it? Like, you know, my year from Ballyfermot, and the gym is on my doorstep.
Yeah.
You know, it's all kind of going in that direction.
Even if you're not, like, you know, from a spiritualistic point of view.
Yeah.
You kind of have to look like... No, I don't believe... You can believe in whatever you want to believe in. I don't really believe in luck and stuff. But sometimes when you're so fucking focused in a thing, and people like to put this down as being, oh, well, that's, you know, the angels or the fairies or whatever you want to say it is. But there's times when you're so fucking focused in a thing, certain things do come into fucking alignment.
Yeah.
Like... I know you can say it was
universe stuff and
fluke.
Speak about it. Yeah,
I think like when you lean on the universe a small bit, like I think it can, you know.
Yeah, it's a belief side of things as well. I'm really tapping into the belief side of things. It's probably something I lacked. But when you really truly believe it, you know what I mean. I'm gonna beat this guy. Like, I'll be a 10-1 underdog, but I'm gonna beat this guy and then fight Canelo next. And then people say I'm deluded, you know, with these statements. Like, you see, Dennis Hogan went over, he fight Munguia, and the way he spoke was the same. Like, he was going over and he was robbed of a world title, but he came from the same position as me, like from nowhere, and should be like, your man was a monster at light middleweight. Munguia, he went to Mexico, and he should have came away with a world title, but I'll be in that same position, and I'll have the same mindset as Hogan and do it, you know.
So when you do get the world title and all the rest of you're totally going to blank my number, aren't you? You're like, fuck this guy.
Same with all my friends.
Just look, whatever you do, don't go too hard on the drugs. As soon as you make all that first million, don't blow it on drugs.
Yeah, that's the plan. No, I don't. Like, it matters. It doesn't matter anything to me, you know. I'll invest in a few properties and I don't think it'll change me in the slightest. I'm not going to start going to nightclubs and snoring coke and
banging chicks all over them.
Fucking champagne.
You get your own signature walk. You get your own walk and everything, just as you...
A couple of 4 jackets.
Do you know what? Just for the crack, you should do that at your next fight. You should go out with that walk and the whole... Shave your beard.
You see them tattoo artists start popping up.
Just with a marker drawing a tiger or something on your chest.
Yeah. Look, the momentum is all building for me, and I'm going to look after my end of things and be in the best condition as it can be. That I'll be in the best of the best mindset, of the best coach, and the MTK are delivering. Like, where would you get? I'm an undercard fighter, and they bring over someone 6th in the world who just signed with Top Rank, whose styles wise suited me, in order for me to just take that next step. You know, that kind of, you wouldn't have had that before to invest, like, for an undercard fighter.
Mac the knife, isn't it? Yeah. Matthew
like that level of investment wouldn't have been seen in Irish boxing before. Like, you literally, you travel to England and get a chance. You know, that kind of way. And you're not developed as a fighter with the right opponents. Like, I'm the A side with where showed opponents with P. Who do you fancy in the top 10, who's going to bring you to the next level? That's, you know, that kind of way. Instead of investing them and paying good money to get them over here, when the money that I generate doesn't translate doesn't translate over, does it? Like,
Yeah, of course,
and it is a great asset, but the rewards will come then when the world title comes, you know.
Fantastic! I can't wait. Can I have a picture with the world title, like, just so I can feel real medley and all.
I left me European belt in the gym. I forgot it. You can have a picture with that. Yeah, it's actually in swell.
Oh, can I?
Yeah,
Brilliant!
Yeah, of course, we get a stop.
Luke, sorry for making you miss the sprint session.
No problem.
Thanks a million for coming on again.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, dude.
Sound, yeah.
And my thanks again to Luke. Like he said, keep an eye out for him. And maybe December this year, he might get his world title fight. He's at number 4, so he may get there, or it'll be Paddy's Day most likely next year. So follow him on all platforms. Just look for Luke Keeler. You'll find him. There's no other. Cool Hand Luke Keeler. You'll find him everywhere. My thanks again to everybody. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If it's your first time listening, subscribe. This will pop into your ears twice weekly. Go ahead, give us a rating. Good old high rating. Don't mind any of that bullshit. 4 stars is no good to me. No good to me. I need 5 stars. Or not at all. Everything else, have a look at the old show notes. You want to jump on with Patreon, help contribute to the show? It'll be more than fucking welcome. As well as that, tickets for Caveman and the merch links are all down there. Right, go on away, enjoy the weekend, and I'll talk to you again next Tuesday.